Welcome everybody to the Montebello Business Town Hall. This is the second one that we're holding in conjunction with the City of Montebello since the pandemic turned our lives upside down. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I think we have a lot of great information for you that's going to be supportive and beneficial for your businesses. With us today, we have several people who will be making presentations on various topics, starting with online tools for your business that are going to be are available now at the City of Montebello's website. The general plan for the city is being revised, and we have the consultants who are working on that and looking for your input. And we have a new small business assistance program at the city, and the consultant who's providing those services, Mr. Don St. Clair, is also here with us in the room, so we'll be hearing from them. We have a Shop Local holiday campaign that we're going to be running during the holiday season in conjunction. The city is supporting us with that as well, so we're going to tell you about that. And then we have some information about some educational resources that you can follow up with and continue your development after today. So I'd like to introduce some of the folks in the room. From the City of Montebello, in their conference room, we have joining us our Mayor, Salvador Melendez. We also have our Mayor Pro Tem, Kimberly and Cobos-Cawthorne. In the room with them, all very socially distanced, is Joseph Palombi. He's the Director of Planning and Community Development at the City of Montebello. Outside of the conference room, to my left, I guess, is Michael Solorza. He's the Director of Finance at the City of Montebello. With us also is Mr. Kaizer Rangwala. He's the founding principal of Rangwalla Associates. They're an award-winning company that develops planning, urban design, and economic development strategies, and they're helping the city to update the general plan, which, as we know, it dates back to 1970s. And they're going to also develop a specific plan for the city's downtown area. So those of you who are in that area, this really pertains to you even more than the rest of the city. But also joining us, Don St. Clair. He's a partner at McIntyre-St. He's a communication, leadership, and strategy consultant who works with education, government, nonprofit, and small businesses. His firm is providing the small business assistance program that I was talking about earlier here in the city. It's meant to support small businesses and help them find the resources that they need. So I'm excited to hear about that. We have some board members from our chamber on the line. I'm seeing some faces that I wasn't expecting popping up, so excuse me. I have John Pringle, president of Roquemore, Pringle and Moore. We have the owner of Montebello Tire Pro, Stepan Boyajian, is in the room. Thank you. Armando Arenas, our most recent past chair of Century 21 George Michael Realty. I think I saw, let me see. I saw Denise Campos of SoCal Gas. Thank you for joining us. And I think that's it right now. If I forgot anybody, please forgive me. All right, let's get down to it. Mr. Mayor, is there anything that you'd like to say to kind of kick us off?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you, Ani and the Chamber and everybody who's here for putting this together. My colleague too, Mayor Pro Tem, thank you for being here, directors, and everyone who's tuning in. As we've discussed before, we care a lot about the small businesses and the business community here in the community. We want to make sure that with everything that's going on, that there is that businesses are well and that they have a healthy future, and that we're here in the city ready to do anything for our business community. And throughout the presentation and throughout the different conversations that we'll have here, our directors will explain a little bit more about the opportunities that are here in the community and opportunities to better assist the business community through all the challenges that COVID has brought to us. So again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Ani, for always working with us and for the collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Mayor Pro Tem Kimberly and Cobos-Cawthorne is also one of her duties on the City Council is to liaise between the Montebello Chamber and the city. And I know she's very pro-business. Kimberly, would you like to say anything before we?
Just to echo what Mayor Salvador said, you know, we're here, Montebello cares. And I think that just wants, the way all the businesses have been loyal to us, we want to be loyal to them. So whatever we can do to help them, we are here. We're easily accessible. I know with Mayor Melendez and I, we get messages and then we bring in Director Palombi or I know Director Solorza, we bring you in and then we get, as soon as we can get questions answered, we get them right back to you guys. So just, we are here. Please reach out if you do need anything. That's what we're here for. And I look forward to the general plan. We really need this as our vision.
So our city council members are here because I really wanted them to be able to hear what you guys have to say. And so we thank them for being an open ear to our businesses because they need your support right now, probably more than ever. We have a new chamber board member who just logged in, Manuel Gobea of Republic Services. Thank you for joining us. Our board members are business owners or managers themselves, and they are very invested in what happens in this city, and they have been keeping us going to make sure that we can be there for all of you. So I'm very appreciative for them, just so you know who they are and their investment in your success. All right, let's get started. To update us on business services that are now going to be available online and anything else that you want to share with us. Those of you who have businesses in the city, you are dealing with the finance department on a semi-regular basis. And the Director of Finance, Michael Solorza, is here to give us an update on what's going on. Oh, sorry, we have to unmute you.
There we go. Okay, let's try it again. Ani and to the chamber, thank you for hosting this event. Mayor Pro Tem, thanks for showing up and providing support. Yeah, my name is Michael Solorza. I'm the Director of Finance here in Montebello. Been here for 9 months now. So the majority of my tenure here has been under the auspices of dealing with the pandemic and what that's meant to our organization and that has meant to our city. So I'm really excited to be able to kind of present an overview of a lot of the improvements my department's made to be more customer service friendly, more business friendly for all of our businesses. Something some of you may or may not know, over 30% of the revenue that the city uses to provide essential services comes from sales tax. And that sales tax from whether it's our Ford or Chevy dealer or our smaller businesses and retail operations, wherever they're located. So the fact that the businesses in Montebello are the backbone in so many ways to what it is we're able to do and what it is we're able to accomplish. So one of the things that I've tried to do as a director is to streamline services in my department to make them more efficient and especially more customer service friendly. One of the things that we're really excited about is we rolled out on October 5th a new completely online, touch-free, if you will, contactless delivery, however you want to say it, business license program. So whether you're a new business who wants to get started or you're renewing your business license, there's no need to come into City Hall anymore. There's no need to fill out paper forms if you don't need to or you don't want to. Whether it's a telephone call or email or website, you go to the city's website, you click on the business license link, and we have a customer support service center dedicated to helping our businesses. And again, the nice thing is all of this can be done from the comfort of your business, your home, wherever, as long as you have internet access or phone service. And again, that was a priority for us in the city to improve customer service, to even if it wasn't during a pandemic, just something to make it easier for our businesses to renew their licenses or to start a business. And also but now knowing that it's, we want to be safe, you literally don't have to leave your home now to conduct that essential business. The other thing too is we've worked really hard to streamline through this process the coordination opportunity in my department, but Mr. Palombi's department with anything related to planning and community development, the fire department for fire inspections, and police. So really took it upon ourselves to try and make this as business friendly as possible and to really streamline things for our businesses. It actually relate and just to kind of step aside for a second, one of the other things that maybe isn't quite as evident, but one of the things we've done in my department is we've looked to, if there's a business in Montebello that does business with the city, we've instituted ACH payments to try to get your payments to you much more quickly, overnight versus 6 days. So if you are a business in Montebello who does business directly with the city and you haven't signed up for ACH, you can visit our website. There'll be some information there on how to sign up for ACH. It's basically it's EFT payments. We overnight the payment to you as a business. And again, something that we're really concerned about in terms of customer service and making sure that we pay our vendors promptly and efficiently. And again, that's something that my team has worked on really hard to implement. We're very happy about that. But back to the business license, again, we're happy about streamlining that process and having now, for the first time ever, a dedicated customer service support function. We've contracted with HDL Business Services. They're the ones providing this service. Everything, again, is accessible through our website, phone number, email, what have you. So we've been able to improve our service without, and it actually quite frankly, we've been able to improve our service by saving money. So at the same time, so again, really excited that we're able to do this, and we're always looking for more ways to be more business friendly and to coordinate with the other departments, planning, fire, police, what have you, in that process. So again, looking forward to finding new ways to continue to be business friendly and looking to the chamber to support our efforts. So that's what I have for now. Obviously, the time for questions, and I got some more information if needed. So thank you.
So to be clear, you can apply for a new business license and you can renew an existing business license all online now.
Yes, there is no need to come in. There's no need to call City Hall. It's literally from the comfort of your home office, your business office, wherever. It's all done completely online or over the phone.
That's great. If anybody has any questions, I'm still letting people in the room. Anybody has any questions for the finance department? If you're not thinking of a question now, you can always type in later. I think Michael will hang on as long as he can with us. Some of the discussions that are coming up might involve your department. So if more questions come up, you're welcome to type it into the chat room at any time. We may get to the point where, some questions you'll want to ask in person because they may be, or give input that's a little bit more complicated. But for now, if for simple questions, let's type those into the chat room. Thank you very much, Michael, for that update. We are excited to see what other things might be coming down the pike, and hopefully if we have any suggestions from businesses of what you might be looking to develop to help them serve them better, we'll definitely pass that information on to you. I'm going to move on now to Mr. Kaizer Rangwalla. And I think Joseph Palombi, also Director of Planning and Community Development, is also going to be chiming in on this topic of updating the general plan that has remained, I think, mostly untouched since the 1970s. So this is a very, very big deal. It sets out the vision for the city and how to develop. So I'm going to let you Mr. Rangwala, you want to start?
I'll go ahead. Ani, this is Joseph Palombi, the
Bill?
Director of Planning and Community Development.
Okay.
First off, thank you. Thank you and the Montebello Chamber for hosting this event. And obviously, thank you to our leaders here in the city for making it possible for us to begin this very exciting effort to comprehensively update the city's general plan. As you alluded to, this was last done in 1973. So it's 47 years in the making. But we're excited to be here today. We're excited to basically have this opportunity to really kick this off. And it officially kicked off on October 6th of this year with a joint special meeting of the City Council and the Planning Commission. And the general plan, just to give you a little bit of background, provides a long-term vision for future growth and development and helps influence the economic health through the goals and policies. One of the many functions of the general plan is helping businesses understand, as well as entrepreneurs, what the community would like to see within the city in their respective areas. I know one of the goals here is to, create one Montebello, not a South Montebello or a North Montebello, one Montebello. That's the goal, I think, for this effort. The scope of work associated with this general plan would include, updating all the elements. It is a comprehensive update, as well as revisiting the recently updated housing element, which was recently updated and certified by the state, which hadn't been done since 1997. So we're excited to have an updated housing element that will be revisited beginning 2021 for the 6th cycle regional housing needs assessment, or RENA cycle is what they call it. There will be an environmental impact report associated with this effort to comply with the California Environmental Quality Act. So we are also excited to have that process underway. The downtown specific plan, as you mentioned, Ani, is included in this effort. So we're also excited to get into the downtown area, understand what the business community is looking for in that area. At the end, we will update our zoning code to accommodate some of the new uses and zones that we so badly need here in Montebello. And I think it will help things not only streamline the effort, but also just sort of accommodate what the future looks like here in Montebello. Our public engagement strategy, and I don't want to get into too much because I know Kaizer will probably touch on this, but the first step includes critical fact gathering, which we've already sort of launched, and I know that there's been interviews conducted, and there will continue to be community outreach going forward. Our website has been established, and I'll go ahead and plug it for the first time, hopefully here in the chamber community, but it's www.planmontebello.com. We will keep all of our information up to date on that website, so you can access it anytime, and it will be the most current information available with regard to the general plan update. There will be several community pop-up meetings, and this process is intended to, again, be a holistic approach to the entire city. Leading the team, the consultant team, is Kaizer Rangwalla of Rangwalla Associates, and I will go ahead and turn it over to you, Kaizer, to sort of, add to the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph, and good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to have this platform before you. Joseph gave an excellent introduction. Let me try and maybe put some flesh on that structure. This, by the way, is a great time for the city to be doing this. I mean, 100 years in the making. At the same time, we find ourselves with a lot of challenges, but as we all know, lurking behind those challenges are huge opportunities. Whether it's economic challenge or the health crisis that we find ourselves in, or the existential climate challenge that we all face, or even the housing challenge. The general plan, the specific plan provide a great opportunity to the city to get ahead of the curve and become more resilient, so that moving forward, I mean, what we are seeing now, by the way, in terms of this pandemic and some of the impacts of the climate change is just a trailer. The movie is likely to be a lot more harrowing. So I think we need to be planning for the future and become more resilient, so that we can not only just bounce back, but bounce ahead. with planning. So this is a great opportunity for the city to position itself within the Southern California milieu and take advantage of some of the opportunities that are presented. And I was told I have 2 slides, so I try to cram in as much. And it's not my intent for you to be overwhelmed by the information that you see on the screen. But let me walk you through some of them, and we will, as we go ahead, discuss this in further greater detail. So there's enough opportunity. What I want to emphasize today is what you see in the project schedule is roughly a 2.5-year process with a 1-year extension. And that's something that our team is adding on, which is primarily focused on implementation, because we want to make sure that we're not just leaving you a document, but we're leaving you a legacy of planning, of superior planning. And we want to help you with 1 year of implementation. And that involves, as Joseph was saying, working on the code, but also test driving the general plan, test driving the specific plan, and making changes as necessary, because all of these things are not a perfect science. Anybody tells you that is probably misleading. You have to try it on and then make adjustments. You don't visit your plan once every 30-40 years. you visit it preferably annually or every 5 years, and we want to make sure that we are at least around after a year. So the general plan is roughly consists of 8 steps. We're currently in the discovery stage. That means we want to understand the people, the place, the market, the traffic patterns, the mobility patterns that you have in the city, the opportunities that are available. And we do that in a couple of ways. We obviously look at quantitative information that's available in the books, on the table, in charts, but we also do a qualitative analysis, and that involves speaking to people. And as Joseph mentioned, we've conducted a series of interviews, and I think I might have spoken to some of you that are on this Zoom meeting. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to roll out a survey, and this is an interactive survey, so it'd be a fun task for particularly the chamber to engage in. That's going to happen in January. And in January and February, we're going to have a series of focus group meetings. So the general plan is roughly organized. And as you see the fancy flower diagram on the right-hand side, that's essentially talking about the focus areas of the general plan. And then we're going to focus on natural community, which is air quality, water quality, access to nature, and prosperous community, which is very much of interest to you. Particularly dealing with business expansion, but also business traction, business retention, entrepreneurial businesses, supporting entrepreneurial businesses, and then healthy and safe, which will look at a variety of aspects related to mental and physical health, but also access to healthy food. Creative, which looks at creative community, which looks at arts and culture. Active community, which looks at parks, recreation, facilities. And then we have within the core area, 2 aspects, which is well-planned and accessible. This looks at land users, design, and the concept of mobility and combines them together. And besides these focuses, we think there are 3 things that are important that transcend all of these focus areas. More than we will be working in these focus group meetings. And those 3 areas are, we want to be resilient. As I mentioned earlier, this is a great time to position ourselves there. We want to propose Vision Zero, which is looking at traffic patterns and making sure that even one life lost to a fatal accident is one too many. Our streets need to be safe for people, bikers, and all modes of transportation. And then social equity, making sure, and as I think Michael hinted towards this, South Montebello, North Montebello, we want to make sure that we're planning for everybody, not just people who show up in Zoom meetings like this one, or in a public meeting, or a city council chamber. We want to make sure we're planning for all of the 65,000 people in Montebello, and even the ones that are planning are not there, but planning to move into Montebello in the future. So that's the discovery work. And then once we know where the community is, we get into the visioning aspects. And now that we know where we are and what the trends are, where are we headed? what are some of the options that are available. And we can skim through those options and select a preferred scenario, preferred vision for the city. And that happens at the 4-day charrette when we come into your city and have a workshop within the city for 4 days. And we work with the community members to develop a physical vision for the entire city, as well as a deeper dive into downtown Montebello, the Video Boulevard corridor. So once we get past visioning, we know where we want to be. The question then is, how do we get there? What policies and strategies do we need to have in place? So we get back into these focus group meetings that I talked about earlier and work with the community to develop strategies to accomplish the vision. And then it's a matter of just doing environmental review, implementation, and we're hoping for adoption roughly in 2022 summer. And then 1 year of review after that. What you see on the top are a series of public engagement strategies. Again, we'll be just getting started, and on the schedule, all of the dots and stars that you see are opportunities for public to interact. And these are just the ones that we are starting off with. Our experience has been that once we go through the process, it's at least 3 or 4 times the number of meetings that we have chalked out in this plan. So I want to move to the next one. And it doesn't want to. Oh, there you go. So I think it's in the general plan, this is just some of the ideas, some of the concepts that we are just getting used to. So we're getting started, and we want to make sure on the return of investment. What are the areas within the city that we can look at? What are the catalytic sites that we can look at that provide the most opportunity and the most return for investment in the future? There are some issues that we are aware of, just looking again at very quantitative information. We know from the LA County numbers that the community is grossly deficient in the parks and open space that you have within the community. In terms of health crisis, you may think pandemic is your crisis, but it's not. You have a much more severe problem with obesity and diabetes. There are more people dying out of these 2 problems with premature death than with pandemic. And in terms of the California Health Place Index, Montebello is rated in the 26th percentile, the 100th percentile being healthy communities. So you have a little bit of progress and catching up to do in terms of public health. So those are issues that we want to identify. And then we're looking at some of the demographic information within the city, the socioeconomic demographic, and we want to make sure that there is equity. And then we're continuing to look at opportunities. And on the right-hand side, you're seeing the areas that we think present opportunity. Again, this is a very cursory review of the city, and we want to hone in, work with the community to define these areas further and refine them. But these are opportunities that we see, particularly in the downtown area around your transit spots, around your transit station, proposed as well as existing, and then some large catalytic sites like the mall. How people shop is changing, and the retail market, the retail environment is changing, and that's going to have impact not just on the mall, but also Whittier Boulevard and some of the other corridors that provide commercial users. So let me stop there. I've exceeded 5 minutes and see if you have questions. Again, we're just getting started. There's a lot of information, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Just enough of a teaser so that it builds your appetite. My appeal to you, I implore you that I'm sure the 30 people that are on this call will participate, but I implore you to get a few more people involved in this process, people that you know, businesses that you know that may not be on this meeting. Please share the word. And as Joseph mentioned, the more information on the general plan, the specific plan is available at planmontebello.com. With that, I'll hand it back to you, Annie.
I'm going to change my view so I can see everybody. There we go. Thank you so much for I'm really excited. This is a lot of, that chart was beautiful, by the way. You don't need to apologize for the detail. It was very nice and exciting to see what the vision is is going to be. And I think there will be opportunities beyond today for, like you said, for businesses to give their input. Does anybody have any questions about what we've just heard, or want to offer any input now that we're all here together? I think I'm gonna type in the it's planmontebello.com for anybody who wants to interact and engage with that. Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to meet you, Mr. Rangwala. I hope you'll hang around a little bit. I think questions sometimes come up to the surface after they've had some time to percolate. So hopefully you can stay with us. And thank you, Joseph, also for, I know this is a major project on your plate, and we appreciate your leadership and looking forward to see how this plays out.
Hey, Ani, this is Mayor Melendez.
Yes.
I just want to tell everyone who's here that myself and the Mayor Pro Tem, we're part of the chair that represents the rest of the council in regards to the general plan. So we'd love to hear any input from anybody here, or if they think about it later on, or ask some questions. We want to take that information and bring it back and work with Rangwala and everyone, all of our directors, and see how we can. We want that feedback back. So I just want to let everybody know that we do currently sit on the committee that brings it back to the council, and so anybody who has any comments or suggestions or anything, we're more than happy to hear it.
We have one comment, and I think that that this has been addressed, but just so you can hear it, the comment is, please look at South Montebello area, not just Whittier Boulevard.
Yes.
And I think your plan does address that. Those you are looking at other areas, and there were a few centers in South Montebello. So. Anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna move along. There'll be time for more questions and comments throughout this event. I'm going to let you hear a little bit about the Small Business Assistance Program that is being provided by McIntyre-St. Clair. And the partner executive of that company that's providing that for Montebello businesses is here with us, Mr. Don St. Clair, and he's sharing his screen with us. We got to unmute you.
You'd think after 10 months I'd have that unmute thing figured out, wouldn't you?
No.
So I want to do a slight clarification on Ani's introduction of me. My name is Don St. Clair. I am with McIntyre-St. Clair. The business assistance program, however, is actually being facilitated by an organization called the California Community Economic Development Association, which is located in Los Angeles in downtown LA. I just put up on the chat room the address to the web landing page for the Montebello Business Assistance Program, so you can get it there. But I want to be clear about my role in this. My partner and I are consultants in the municipal and nonprofit area, doing a number of things. And Cecita is one of our clients, and we're working with them as an intermediary between them and a number of client cities that we've worked with, including most recently Montebello. So that's my particular role. I am more or less project manager on this, but my firm is in fact not delivering the services. So let's talk about Cecita and what the program does and who is delivering the services. Cecita, as I mentioned, is a nonprofit organization that's basically an association of community action agencies and community economic development organizations throughout the state of California, from the north to the south. And when the pandemic hit in March, it changed. I'm not one to say it changed everything, but pretty darn close. And we did a quick strategy scan with Cecita and found that lots of cities were going to be trying to provide some sort of business assistance services to their businesses, and some cities were able to do that on their own, and some needed help. So we put together a business assistance program for the city of Montebello that includes the following services, basically. We will help businesses through the process of getting SBA loans. Now, you're probably familiar with both EIDL and PPP, two acronyms that you probably never heard of prior to March or April. The PPP program is, of course, closed down right now, but the SBI Emergency Impact Disaster Loan Program is still active. Some of you may or you may know businesses who have applied for those loans and been denied. My clients at Cecita and their resource consultants have actually quite a track record of success in helping businesses who have previously been denied for EIDL and PPP actually get the funding. So if you've been denied for EIDL, that's probably one of the primary things Cecita can do for you, is walk you through the process and try to help you out in terms of getting approved. Particularly early in the pandemic, when there was just a deluge of applications, denials were happening for really silly reasons. For instance, we worked with a couple of clients who were denied because the SBA went to check their credit and they had locked their credit file at Experian. So the SBA couldn't get their credit file, couldn't check their credit, denied them and moved on. There can be a lot of different reasons denials happen, and the administration of that can seem overwhelming. So we have experts on hand who can help you with that. We also have batteries of consultants in a variety of other areas of marketing and organizational development and human resources and tech and areas like that, that if you need help, tell us what your particular need is, and we will do our best to find a resource for you to do that. Now, up to a limit, the city of Montebello is picking up the tab for that. So the city's not going to pick up the tab for, $100,000 worth of consulting for your business, but the city will pick up the tab for a few hours of consulting. Up to 5 hours, I think, is the cap right now, so that you can get some help without having to invest your own dollars in it. The third thing I will say is that if you really just want to talk to somebody about your business, you don't know what you need, but you'd really like to have a conversation with somebody about your business and about ideas that you're thinking might be good to pivot, to move forward. If you just want I'm going to use the phrase like a corporate therapist for an hour, let us know, and one of us will get on the phone with you and talk you through some of these things. And then Solorza there is going to pay for it. So you don't have to worry about that. So those are the things that we're doing at this point. And we've been doing some outreach. The city's done some outreach. We've done some outreach. We'll do some more outreach. I'm scrolling down on my screen though, so that you can see, if you want to talk to us, this is all you got to do. Give us your email, your first and last name, your phone number, your business name, your business address. Hit send. It'll come to a database that we keep, and within 2 or 3 days at the most, you'll get a phone call. And I'll tell you, on the phone call pattern, because of our staffing, those phone calls tend to happen on Thursdays and Fridays. So if you hit us, if you send it to us on Sunday night, we'll do our best, but you may not hear from us until Thursday or Friday. So if you want to hear from us, you can give us a call. There's also a phone number there for Cecita, where there's actually a 24/7 call center that's picking up phone calls for you. So if you don't want to do the web thing, if you're out and you're on your car phone or something, and you just want to call, the number's there, 323-334-1236. You can give the information to somebody there with a live voice, and they will forward it real time immediately to us at Cecita to contact you. Within a very short time, we'll contact you and see how we can be of help to you. I'm going to say one final thing, Ani, and then I'm going to be quiet and we can answer any questions. we're not close to being over this. We're not close to being over this. We have had in the last 5 days, today's the 6th, the worst 6 days of the pandemic. And fortunately in California, we're not doing great, but we're doing better than a lot of places in the country. And we're all holding our breath. We need to be in this for the long pull. So we know, for instance, that there's going to be legislation. There's going to be a new round of recovery. It may not be until after January 20th. It probably won't be until after January 20th, but there's going to be another round of recovery. So we want to work with you to help you get whatever resources you can get now, but we want to be there for you when the Congress enacts additional legislation to provide additional assistance to small businesses in affected areas. So we're in this for the long pull, and we're going to be there with you for the long pull, and with the city of Montebello for the long pull too. So with that, take a look at your chat box, montebello.seceda.com. You can reach us there, and I will happily take any questions, Ani, that there's time for.
I just knew I was going to forget to turn that back on.
I cursed you. It was my fault.
It's okay. Let's see here. Okay, I think we can stop sharing your screen, huh? All right, there we go. So one of the questions I have for you is, can you hear me? Okay. You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
So one of the questions is this program and these services available to all businesses, including new businesses?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. If you have a business that's in operation in the city of Montebello, absolutely.
Okay, cool. We had a question from a business owner who says that they're going to be having to close their business this month and hoping to move it to another location. Is this something that you can help with, or maybe someone in the city has some ideas?
I think my high level answer to that question is yes, we have people who can be of assistance in that area. I think what we would want to do is connect directly with that business owner so he or she can fill out that info form and give us a little comment there about what to prompt me. And I would likely personally call that business myself to see what the circumstances are to make sure we can actually be of service.
Okay, sounds good.
In fact, Ani, let me do this. If that business owner is listening, let's circumvent the landing page. Let me give him, he or she, my business email address.
Okay.
It's don@msstrategy.com. So that's don@msstrategy.com.
Okay. I know who the person is, so I will make sure that they get your info. I'm just gonna make a note here.
Just have them email me directly, and I'll be able to. They won't have to wait. I can talk to them as early. I probably can't tomorrow because of my schedule, but I can talk to them as early as Monday.
Thank you. That's very generous of you. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
We have a question from one of the attendees. How many businesses have you been able to help in Montebello so far? I know you just got started.
We just launched the program, and we've had about 40 businesses that have inquired at this point that we've had contact with in one way or the other. I'm not really in a position to say that who we've helped at this point.
Yeah,
because we're in contact with people, and we're working with people. It would be disingenuous for me to say that we've actually had have outcomes at this point because the program is so new. But we do have we have been in contact with a number of businesses.
Okay. Any other questions for Don? Well, hopefully you can hang in with us. More questions may come up, and we know where to find you.
I'll stay right here.
Okay.
I won't leave until you do.
Okay, good. Thank you. We appreciate all of our presenters today for taking the time to be present. So we want to as Don said, this is a critical time. COVID's not going anywhere, and we probably will not see any further recovery programs until maybe January or February. So we're really intent in trying to make sure that we can support businesses in having a good holiday season, because this is an opportunity to bring in business and generally a great time for commerce. But of course, a lot of challenges we're all facing. So I want to share with you what some of our plans are to do that. So we had a meeting with the city, and they have offered us some incentives and signage, branding the Shop Local, Shop Montebello movement and campaign. Posters or window signage is going to be available for any business in Montebello who wants to have that. And they are also going to be providing some canvas bags in limited quantities that we'll be able to give to businesses who want to use that as an incentive on Shop Small Business Saturday. So Small Business Saturday is November 28th. That's going to be our kickoff day for this campaign that will extend through December 31st. And if you're not a member of the chamber, you're still you can still get access to these posters and to the canvas bags. I think we're going to have plenty for everybody. And if you are a member, you'll have the additional promotion of the chamber. We're going to put together a list of promotions and special deals. Could be a gift with purchase, could be a discount, could be whatever it is that pertains to your business. And we're going to make that available to the public and promote it on social media and on our website and through e-blasts to drive traffic to all of our member businesses. So if you are a member business, that's an additional part of that campaign that we'll be promoting and cross-promoting with our businesses. If you're not a member of the chamber, but you would like to participate in the program that I just described with the special offers, membership has never been more accessible. Our application fee has been waived, and our monthly payment plan is literally $36 a month. It's something that just about everybody can do that. So I encourage you, if you really want to get the most out of this campaign for your business, that you consider and talk to us about membership, so that we can include you in this campaign and help you get the business that you need. I also want to share with you we get a lot of information about all kinds of resources for businesses. If you're not already on our email list, I really highly recommend that you do get on that, because we are sending out on a weekly basis updates on resources for businesses, including workshops, including this week's email had information on getting free PPE, personal protective equipment for your business. Free refrigerators if you're a neighborhood store or a corner store, different workshops, and the two that really stand out for me that I really want to make sure that you know about because of this pandemic. Online business has never been more crucial and more vital, whether it's getting your e-commerce website up, learning how to have social media work for you. And unless you think you're a master of digital, then I highly recommend the digital boot camp that's being put on. I'm going to put some information in the chat box for all of you to check it out. It's a 4-part series that's been going on, and they have several series, and new classes are starting up next week. I'm going to share that with you. If you haven't heard about this, I really recommend that you make use of this free educational series to get you some mastery and just make you really knowledgeable about what you can do with e-commerce and social media. If you're already up and going. There's another workshop that I just heard about. I'm going to share that with you as well. It's called Maximizing Online Sales. I think these two workshops are going to be especially critical right now. So hopefully you'll check into them and make use of this. Let's see. I think that's all that I have. I'd like to hear any questions. Anybody have anything that's percolated up to the top that you'd like to ask any of our speakers or me or anybody else you just want to share? Let me see. No? Such a good little class of quiet little mice. No? Okay. If you think of anything, any questions for any of our speakers, any information you heard about today that you would like more information on, something comes up that you hadn't thought of before, a new challenge, which happens almost every day for small business owners, there's always something new. We are here for you. We can connect you with resources. We can connect you with any of the speakers here to make sure that you get your questions answered and get the help that you need. Mr. Mayor, if you want to say anything in closing, I think we're getting ready to wrap up.
Again, just want to thank Ani for putting this together and everybody who's participating here. And hopefully it was useful information. And as a pandemic, we just don't know where it's at right now or what's going to happen in the next couple of months. The city and city leadership, we're going to be thinking of different ways to continue to help businesses and provide different opportunities. So we're here as a resource, and we want the business community to strive here. And I know it's tough and it's difficult, but we're here for all of you. So thank you all for joining us. And again, hopefully this was of use for everyone here. And I know it's being streamed on Facebook and in there too. So hopefully everybody on Facebook too can find it, found this useful. So thank you, Ani and Adriana, for working hard on putting this together. You're all amazing and great partners of the city.
Thank you so much. And I do want to clarify, we weren't sure how things were going to go today. So we didn't stream on Facebook Live because we wanted to make sure that everybody had the opportunity to ask and say whatever they needed to say. So that we had the opportunity to edit before making it public. But we will make this video available on Facebook and YouTube so that people can get more information about this. I highly encourage everybody who's on here to please share with your neighbors. Let them know about the things that you learned today that can be helpful to them. I think we're all a little bit inundated with emails and social media posts and stuff like that. And sometimes it really helps if you can hear in person from somebody that you know. So please do share with everyone that you come in contact with that these resources are available and that they can find out more about it through the Montebello Chamber. And I have a question that I'm not sure who this relates to. Jasmine, are you still on here with us? Can I unmute you, Jasmine, and you can ask this question and elaborate?
Yeah, sorry, I'm in a store. I was listening in, but I wanted to know: are businesses that are recognized in Montebello, are they just brick and mortar businesses, or are any of them more like internet-based, recognized, anything like that?
I'm going to presume that question is for me. And yes, if your business is located in Montebello, even if it's an internet-based business and you're not a brick and mortar business, yes. If your base of operations is Montebello, then yes, you would be eligible for services.
Please do call or email us. You can reach us at 323-721-1153 or send an email to info@montebellochamber.org. And we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have and connect you with anybody else in this room. Thank you so much, everybody who participated today, and we will make this recording available just as soon as we can and share that link with you so you can also share with others. Thank you to all our presenters and all our speakers. Thank you to all of our heads of departments, city council members, board members, and of course, our businesses. You know, our hearts are with you. We are thinking about you all the time and looking for ways to help you. So if there's anything that you need help with, even if you think that we can't help you, reach out to us because we probably know somebody who can. All right. Thank you so much. And you guys have a good afternoon. And if you're interested in the Shop Local campaign, again, just get in touch with us. Resources and a registration portal will be available soon. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.